How much does your hair matter to you? Some folks treat their hair like a sacred ritual, while others prefer to keep things simple. Then there are those who style or cover their hair to honor and express their cultural heritage. When you think about it, hair is more than just a body part. It's a powerful canvas for self-expression, creativity, and identity. This can be especially true for the LGBTQ+ community, where a simple hairstyle or an extravagant look can help one carve out their own space. For many queer people, hair is a vital tool for expressing and exploring selfhood and gender identity, thus creating their own version of queer beauty, according to Refinery29. Hannah McCann, a researcher at the University of Melbourne, describes queer beauty as often challenging or completely rejecting traditional beauty ideals and instead seeking hairstyles and makeup trends that subvert traditional expectations. Queer culture has been rooted in exploration, affirmation, and the celebration of those created safe spaces. From breaking free from the labels with the creation of drag balls, which has now transcended into pop culture, with the rising popularity of drag queens, to transgender people's own hair journeys, take a look at how wigs have played a vital part in the LGBTQ+ community. New York City is largely considered the birthplace of balls and drag culture. To some, the stereotypical drag queen is a gay man dressed in over-the-top feminine attire, oversized wigs, and exaggerated makeup. Yet, the history of drag is far more layered and complex. While speaking to CNN, Larry LaFountain Stokes, a professor and chair of American culture at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, who also performs under the drag name Lola Von Miramar, talks about how drag is likely as old as gender norms and part of the human condition. As long as people have been using clothes or marking gender in different ways, you've had people transgressing and challenging those conventions, LaFountain Stokes says. Harlem's drag balls flourished after the Civil War, paving the way for trans and queer people of color to eventually create the vibrant house ballroom scene. Hamilton Lodge No. 17, a black fraternal organization in Harlem, became known for their annual Oddfellows Ball starting in 1867. Attendees were diverse in race, gender, and sex, and documented some of the first examples of women wearing men's clothing and the main attraction of female impersonators, according to a collection of essays at the New York Public Library. The ladies would show off their gowns and womanly figures to a judges panel similar to pageant shows. William Dorsey Swann is noted as one of the first people to call themselves the Queen of Drag. Formerly enslaved, he began having guests over at his home in 1882, many of who were also former enslaved individuals, for extravagant drag dances at his home in Washington, D.C., states CNN. These private balls, known as drags, a term possibly derived from the way gowns were dragged across the floor, eventually attracted the attention of authorities. Out history states a large man named William Dorsey Swann, the queen of the ball, was arrayed in a gorgeous dress of cream-colored satin, but unlike others, he ran frantically towards the officers in a vain attempt to keep them from entering. Drag culture, particularly the ballroom scene, became considered illegal and taboo during the Harlem Renaissance. Documentaries like Paris is Burning and FX's Pose encapsulates the fabulousness of the house culture scene of the late 80s and early 90s, primarily highlighting the Black and Latino LGBTQ+ community in New York City.
I know our presence threatens you. We fought for our place at this table, and that has made us stronger than you will ever be. Now pick your jaw up off the floor and go back to your clam chowder and shallow conversations. My girlfriends and I aren't going anywhere.
Legendary drag queens like RuPaul and Divine made popular the transformative power of a wig in their drag personas. To this day, the ballroom scene is still flourishing, where the latex ball still goes on annually. In the queer community, especially for transgender and gender non-conforming folks, hair can be a powerful tool for affirmation. A fresh hairstyle or a wardrobe can serve as a glistening symbol to the world of one's gender identity. According to market research by Procter & Gamble, 60% of LGBTQ+ individuals change their hair when transitioning or making significant life changes, states Medium. This visual expression allows people to communicate their identity with confidence without the use of words or pronouns. Hair, however, can be both an exciting and nerve-wracking aspect of their journey. Transgender women, those transitioning from male to female, face unique challenges when it comes to their hair. Long hair, often seen as a symbol of femininity, becomes a prized feature for many. Though, achieving and maintaining long hair can be tough, particularly for those who are older or dealing with hair loss. Wigs and hairpieces are incredibly valuable, offering transgender women the opportunity to experiment with different looks and express their true selves. Hair holds a huge significance within the queer community, serving as much more than a means of looking good. It is a powerful form of self-expression, gender affirmation, and a visual representation of one's identity. Hair can symbolize belonging, solidarity, and much more, even being used as a form of rebellion. With an increase of restrictive laws and bills being passed here in the United States, like Montana and Tennessee's restrictive laws on drag performances and Florida's Don't Say Gay bill that bars the discussion of gender and sexuality in classrooms, it's now more important than ever to be proud of who you are and stand up against hate. As the infamous words of RuPaul,
"Born naked and the rest is drag," you know?
How do you show off your pride? Which of your fave queer icons rocks the best wigs? Comment on the video down below, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at Hair Queen TV. Plus, follow us on Instagram at oyotv.tv and at hairqueen_LA.